Hello and welcome to Heroes of Fandom's product review. Today we're going to be looking at the world's smallest, supposedly the smallest fully functional arcade game of Space Invaders. They released 4 of these: Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaxian, and Space Invaders. And now these things are really tiny. Like, look at this thing. It's like about the size of my hand. It's funny how it comes with like a little keychain, because are you really going to be stuffing this in with your keys? And even if you could, it's gonna get all scratched up. And like, looking at it from the box, it looks really nice. You know, I wouldn't want this thing, you know, to get ruined. So I don't know what the keychain is for, but let's bust this thing out of the box and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like outside of the box. It looks very nice, very shiny. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on, and there it goes. You know, see, this is pretty cool. If you saw my Rampage review and I said, like, you know, one of the criticisms is that the marquee doesn't light up, with this one it does. It's like a real arcade. Like, it literally looks like what a real tiny arcade would look like. You know, like it sounds really loud. It doesn't have any options for volume. If you're on a train and you're gonna be playing this game, everyone's gonna know what you're doing. The resolution of these games is like pretty poor. You know, like they had to really squeeze these games onto this tiny little console, and that's why I went with Space Invaders. Even though Space Invaders isn't like what I would consider to be like, you know, one of the most engaging games, it's very simple by today's standards. Playing Pac-Man on this tiny little thing was not convenient. If anything, this thing's more of like a novelty item. It plays like it should. The buttons feel very responsive. It's very clicky. You know, some people have complained about that, but I kind of like it. I think it feels nice. So these things have been out for a while. I picked it up at Walmart for around like $12. The last time I had seen them were only at Toys R Us, and they were like $20. And whenever I look them up online, $20 seems to be the going price. So I don't know if Walmart's having some kind of sale, or even on Walmart's website, they're like $17. So I don't know how every Walmart in my area had them for significantly cheaper, almost half the price. So would I say it's worth getting? Well, I guess that really depends to you. Like, you know, for a collector, it looks really nice. It's like, it looks exactly how an arcade machine should look like. When it came to picking up one of these, I went with the one that I felt had more sentimental value as opposed to actually gameplay value, because like, yeah, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Galaxian are better than Space Invaders, but I think Space Invaders as the brand is much cooler, so I went with that one. I don't really see myself, you know, putting that much time into it. Yeah, like, yeah, I'll have it at my desk at, you know, at work, whereas with Pac-Man, there's much better ways to play Pac-Man. And, you know, just to get a size comparison, what you're paying for mostly with the Space Invaders, like the tiny mini arcades, is basically the presentation. You know, it looks like how an arcade should look like. It's got the same dimensions, the same curvature, whereas, you know, the basic fun Rampage type games, they're more boxy and they don't look exactly how, you know, an arcade cabinet should look like. You know, while we're on the subject of tiny mini portable Space Invader things, I wanted to talk about this thing, which I've had for like more than 10 years, and I don't know when I'm ever going to get the chance to talk about this thing. It's got an up button. You know, for Space Invaders, what am I possibly ever going to use that for? So the interesting thing about this game is that the gameplay is actually happening on top of this thing, and it's being reflected down. Like, the light shines through and you're seeing the reflection right there. So there's the camera. It's on an LED type screen type technology, which I don't really like. It doesn't actually feel like real Space Invaders, and the noises are not from the game at all. They're just random bleeps and bloops. Another weird thing about this game is that it's actually divided into 2 panels. So you can go on the left panel or you can go on the right panels. First time I played this, I thought the game was broken. Like, look at them, they're going off screen. I'm like, where are you guys going? Oddly enough, this thing will save your high score as long as the batteries are in there. Between this one and the tiny mini arcade cabinet, like, yeah, go with the tiny mini arcade cabinet. Even though this thing is the size of like a Game Boy, it's not very fun. Like, you know, you can see where they're gonna go. It's very predictable. You just gotta kind of wait. So yeah, this was a Heroes of Fandom product review with these little world's smallest arcade machines. Would I recommend getting one? Well, that depends. I mean, if you're a hardcore collector, you've probably already went out and bought one, but if you're on the fence about it, it's mostly for the aesthetic appeal. You're not actually gonna get much gameplay out of this. Most of the games available, like Galaxian, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Space Invaders, are available, you know, for about the same price. Like, you know, Pac-Man's $5 on the Wii, you know, eShop, and it plays a lot better. But if you're a fan of retro arcades, it's definitely worth picking up, because, like, look at this thing. This thing's awesome. This is Boyle for Heroes of Fandom. If you like what you saw, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the video. Until next time, I'm Boyle, signing out.